do this. Let's do this. All right. Welcome everybody to the evening, this Friday evening live stream. Why don't we get the chat on up in here? Welcome everyone. Holy cow. Good showing this evening. Holy cow. Everything's blending as we are doing this every week, every Friday. This time I decided I wanted to do a little bit of a different thing. I want to get back to what it is that we do. I love having guests on the show. I absolutely love having guests on the show, but I don't spend enough time with the audience. So I think tonight is going to be a one-on-one with us. It looks like Tyson Paul soon live. Okay, well that'll take a lot of people's attention, but hey, why not? We're just gonna get into this because I want to kind of go over stuff a little bit more slowly, chill out, and look at what's been happening over the course of this past few weeks. Really crazy, and we'll see how things are going. It looks like many more are filing in. Looks like YouTube's not sending out that notification at least until after we've already gone live. I set it up at least an hour ahead of time just so everybody can file in, but hey, you know how it goes. Welcome everybody, by the way. Welcome in. If you got time, put in the chat where you're watching from. Love to hear that. Make North America great again. That is the message. That is the idea, because we need to follow suit. What they've been doing down in the US was a great thing. It is a great thing, and it continues to be a great thing. And of course, we'd love to see that happening up here for sure. Evening. Oh, hey, look at that. Montreal, Canada. That's it. Winnipeg, welcome. Make Canadians funny again. Yeah, right. Nova Scotia. Hi, from Halifax. Welcome, Christine. Comox Valley, CN Towerland. Wokeland, Christia Freeland. Ugh. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Hello from Windsor, Ontario. That's where I'm from, incidentally. That's not where I live, but that is where I'm from. Welcome, Edmonton, the island, like the island, the one you got to take the commie boat to. Vancouver, Calgary, Ontario, Quebec for Tim. What is that? Tim Houston of Nova Scotia. Nice. Miram out. Am I pronouncing that right? Mirnam, Alberta. Earth. Yeah, welcome to Earth. Ottawa. Marty and I were talking about going out to Ottawa at some point. Why not? Head down. Maybe get a couple of podcasts in while we're out there, just as something fun to do. Greetings from the USA. That's a big place. We're from in the USA. RH. London, Michigan. Nice. Manitoba, Canada. We need Dominic. Why is that cut off? I need to fix that. I'll figure out why that's cut off. Don't be cut off. There we go. Everything's a little bit tighter now. That's perfect. Southern Alberta is the promised land. Yeah. Nova Scotia. Jordan Peterson is nuts because BC is the promised land. BC is, there's a lot of promises. Promise to pay your taxes. Good morning, Yutaka. Welcome. Good to have a moderator in here. That's always good. Hey, cheers to everyone. I hope everyone's got a wobbly pop out there. No more cricket plant in Ontario. Yeah, we can go over that. We can talk about some of that. Cover that this morning. I didn't know I thought it was just gonna be a throwaway video. I thought everyone was kind of like off of their radar. Thing that people weren't paying much attention to. I've been paying attention to it, and when I saw the news, I was like, okay, well, I'll make a video about this because this is interesting to me. Audio Jack in the house as well. If you guys have any issues in the chat, let our moderators know. We've got Yutaka and Audio Jack in there right now. Hey now, I was here before you were, Clyde. Okay. Audio Jack was in here before Yutaka as well. MAGA Dream Team. I want to go over some of that because that's exciting for me. That's really exciting. InfoWars being sold. Well, there's some exciting, actually, new news about that just this evening. So, hey, we're gonna get into that as well. Mega wet dream team. Yeah, I stomp on crickets. Yeah, or feed crickets. I have this great concept of, if you want to eat the bugs, just do it. Do it. Vicariously through your livestock. That's how you do it. You can eat the bugs. You just feed them to your chickens. Chickens love bugs, and chickens are, they're well equipped to eat bugs. That's the thing that they do. Jevon Grant. How do I pronounce this? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this. Jevon Gendro. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. With a $13.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. No wobbly pops for me on night shift. I'll stick to my coffee instead. Well, if you're going to stick with coffee, you might want to stick with some of the best coffee out there. And I don't know where I put my link. Links are always in the description down below, everyone, just so you all know that. But I kind of messed myself up on this one. I didn't have my link ready at the ready anyway. But I thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $13.99 super chat. Really appreciate that. But yeah, if you're a coffee lover like myself, you might want to head over to ClydeDoSomething.com. We are making coffee. This isn't me purchasing coffee and then reselling it, that kind of thing. No, we're making coffee. This is something that I'm a lover of coffee. I drink way too much coffee. I drink so much coffee. I'm a mechanic. It's in my blood. So I got to put some stuff together. I got some promotional material that I want to put together. But for anyone who wants to, support the channel, and you're a coffee lover like myself, get on over there, purchase some of this coffee. It's made right in Vancouver. So a friend of mine, he's a roaster, and I got together with him, and we've been working together to put together this coffee. And we're talking about, actually, there's a contact on the store. If you run a shop, or you have an office or something like that, we're willing to do talk, bulk orders, that kind of thing, if you want to supply your shop or your customers with coffee, that kind of thing. So let us know. This is our business. This is not some drop ship, yada yada. This is our business. We're running this. Our hands are in this. I've been there. I've helped out with the roasting process, and it's quite fun. It's really cool, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, if you're a coffee lover, head on over. And if you own a shop, something like that, contact information is all there. Get a hold of us, and we'll make something work out. It's all about negotiations here. I'm a big fan of negotiations, so I'm a big fan of Trump coming in, that sort of thing. Nice to see some color back in the studio, Clyde. Yeah, it was. So here's the concept. I kind of liked the whole black and white look, and that's why I went with that. And then it was kind of feeling dark. It was feeling pretty dark, and I was like, okay, let's give it a little bit of color. I'm in a temporary situation until we end up moving, making a big move, but we are here, and I've kind of got this narrow little area to work with. But this is how it's going to work for now. Rebecca, Clyde, you can feed a man a cricket and he can eat for a day. Teach a man to hunt for crickets and he can eat forever, and he'll get some sort of disease from the amount of what is it? There's something some weird polymer kind of thing that comes out of the exoskeletons of crickets. You can't just go eating tons of those things. It is not good for you. Don't eat the cricket brains. Well, you can't avoid the brains if you're eating the cricket. That's just that's the thing. Where is the painting? Oh, the painting. My mother's painting. That my mother actually did that. I know it's Van Gogh. But when I set up the studio and eventually when we get to a new permanent location, that will go up, because I love it. It's in storage right now, and it's under safe care. But yeah, Starry Night. That's one of my favorites. Absolutely. Edmonton, Alberta, Americana. Yes, Americana. I'm definitely down with this Americana thing. Because I mean, I am a citizen of both countries, so that's a thing. Onthego. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. With a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Clyde the Benny Johnson of Canada. Mechanics rule. Thank you. Am I the Benny Johnson of Canada? That's flattering. That's thank you. That's a really nice thing to say. He's really cool. He kills it. He kills it. Absolutely, he does. So hopefully I can live up to that reputation. But yeah, mechanics do rule, and that's been one of my things. And why you see life has been very busy for me lately. But the reason why I haven't really done a huge expansion on the channel, I like doing what I do, and I really like being a mechanic as well. I like it's not like YouTube success comes around and then it's like, all right, well, I could finally quit that job I hate. I don't hate my job. I really love my job, and I actually really love where I do my job and the people that I do my job with. So it would not be cool to stop doing that. I love doing YouTube. This is a lot of fun, and I really enjoy this community and hanging out with you guys and having these chats, and it's really opened up a lot of doors. And just the ability to be able to call people up or send people an email and say, I'd really like to talk with you, and then them saying, yeah, I'll come and talk with you. That's just amazing to me. That's absolutely amazing to me. The privilege that I've had to speak with so many amazing people, and also speak with guys like you. After the live streams, we go over to the Discord, which one of the mods right now put the link in for the Discord up, and we do a group chat, and I listen to what you guys have to say. So if anybody's keen on that, come join the Discord community. We've been trying to keep it kind of low key, not ramping it up to get full of like trolls and stuff. Want to just keep it like a community sort of thing. So that's the way things go. Yeah, there's the link right there. There's the link. Solar, thank you so much. There's another moderator. Really appreciate it for being here. But yeah, that's the link to the Discord. G-Meister, another moderator, getting in there with that as well. Holy cow, we got a ton of the mods showing up tonight. This is great. Dusk Granger. So humble brings you the love, Clyde. Well, I mean, okay. Sorry, you made me laugh because it reminded me of, I think it was something that Trump said, and it cracked me up because he was feeding into the way people talk about him. And he said, I think he said something along the lines of, people say I'm humble. Probably one of the most humble people you'll ever meet. It's crazy. I don't know if I'm paraphrasing that one, but it's just too funny. But yeah, no, I absolutely love the opportunities that I've been given, but I don't want to quit my day job. I love my day job. I love fixing cars. It's so rewarding, actually. It really is. It's rewarding, and it makes you feel good. When you're, especially when you're busy and you can really bang stuff out, get work done. In my town, there's not a lot of us around anymore, so there's a lineup out the door. We're usually booking 3 weeks in advance. It's crazy. It's crazy. yeah, there you go. Audio jack with it. I'm so humble. I never stop. never stopping. Do we really have any hope of seeing an early end to Trudeau's regime? This I don't know. Like, I've had this bet back and forth with Ryan from Northern Perspective, and it's been an ongoing bet. And I think we have it at like $100 now. Whoever wins the bet, the other has to pay $100 to a charity of the other side's choosing. It's one of those, right? And it's whether or not there's going to be an early election. And I've steadfast said that there's not going to be an early election. Not going to happen. So the most recent one with the prediction of the proroguing and then an early election, Didn't happen. So I'm sticking to my guns here. I don't think there's going to be an early election, and I think Trudeau's going to run. He's going to get smashed. I hope he runs. I really hope he does. And the longer he stays in is almost better. And hear me out on this one. Clyde, if you don't mind, vote on who's going to win tonight's fight. Yeah, let's do that. I want to explain that, though. So engage with your audience. Let's do a poll. Who wins tonight? And then the choices are, I hope I spell these right. Tyson, or what's the other guy's name? Paul? It's Paul, right? Jake Paul, that's right. I'm full on Tyson. Like, Tyson's gonna win this one, but we'll see. Let's start that poll. Who wins tonight? Tyson or Paul? Let's see. We'll keep that goal, or we'll keep that going. Oh, the goal's up top. How do I make that goal thing go away? I'd like to just see the chat. That would be nice. Or do I have to set a goal? Anyway, so hear me out. What was I going to be heard out about? Somebody remind me. What was... we were talking about early election and why it would be better. So why would it be better for new carbon taxes will come through if there's no early election? Yeah, they will. And this is why... So hear me out. This is my argument for why this is actually better for the Conservatives, better for Canada in general, if Trudeau holds on to this until the bitter end, until next year, 2025 election. The reason being is the longer Jugmeat props up Justin Trudeau, the more Canadians will wake up, the more that, and this has been the case. You watch this in the US. Everyone had Trump derangement syndrome, and then right up until the election on the media, but as things got worse and worse, and things weren't looking good, the more people started waking up. Clyde, hit the 3 dots on the poll, hit dismiss. No, the only thing I got is end poll. I don't know how to get rid of anything else. It just says end poll if I do that. If I do it right on the thing, just end poll, that's it. It's the only other option. Unfortunate there, but we'll see. But yeah, this is my prediction, right? So the longer Canadians have to deal with the effects of what's been going on with Trudeau. So like Trudeau right now, he's been changing his tune. The Liberals entirely, they've been changing their tune on a number of things. Here's a perfect example. Miles with the 279 super chat. If Mike wins, too bad he can't beat up Justin also. well, fights are consensual. That's the thing, and that's my that's my legal statement for the evening on that one. They have to be consensual. Apparently Justin is a boxer. I would love to see him go up against Tyson. And yeah, oh boy. I'm not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that. But this is an example. It's because of what's been happening, and it's this groundswell of the populace, not any politicians, raising an issue about immigration. And what does Miller have to say in this?
It's clear that the age of unlimited supply of cheap foreign labor is over, and I think that is a good thing. But it isn't. These are not sort of binary discussions and decision points. There's some nuance within them, and it comes with a package of reforms that are important, and will continue to work. Consult with industries, consult with employees, consult with organizations that have these issues near and dear to their heart, to make sure that we get the policy package right, and that includes, importantly, the province of BC.
Right. So, like, not even a year ago, these people were lucrative assets, right? They were a lucrative asset in Mark Miller's eyes, but now it's changed. And why has it changed? It's because these people, they rule by poll. And that's it. When they start seeing the polling data come in and show that they're largely unpopular and that nobody likes their ideas and their particular core issues, it's just the pollsters aren't asking the right questions in a lot of cases, and they're not getting the real particulars. But when there's groundswell of people chiming in on particular topics, this is what changes things. This is where change happens. Now, like, are we gonna end up with a Trump kind of character? You know, I don't know. I don't know that to be the case, but if we have more time, then that could absolutely bring that on. PP is already losing 20 lead due to Trump. He's losing? I don't know about that. I haven't checked 338 in a minute, but let's have a look. 338 Canada. So if we have a look over here, welcome to Canada. And oh my goodness, look at that. Just look at that. So that's federal. So here's, if you can break it down provincial wise, this is the federal thing. So wow, every province except for Quebec is siding with the Conservatives. Quebec, holy cow, that's another issue. What? I mean, it wouldn't be even a number 64 if it weren't for Quebec, would it? But nonetheless, federally, so this is where we're at for federal politics. Conservatives are really killing it. they're really killing it, and this is the thing. When it comes to, you know, if we had an election tomorrow, yeah, we would have a Conservative majority. That's pretty clear. But if we don't have an election tomorrow and it drags out and Canada gets worse, because it will get worse, and you know the Liberals are piping up about a lot of these topics, and so they're gaining a little bit of popularity. The polls are moving a little bit, but not enough. But here's the thing. Then now they have a year to try to implement these things that we know won't work. They won't work. The ideas that they have and the things that they're trying to implement are not going to work. This idea that we're, you know, instead of selling off government property for houses to be built where government's not using the property, that the government become lease owners and shareholder, or what, leaseholders and landlords and lease out to people. And who's gonna benefit from that? It's just gonna be a bunch of rich tycoons that get the leases and then end up renting out this stuff and become a bunch of slumlords. This is the I mean, F.A. Hayek wrote about this, the road to serfdom. This is the road we're on. But the reality is the longer this persists, the more people wake up. And especially as Trump starts doing stuff. Now, they've got a mandate to basically dismantle a lot of their government. And this is what's so absolutely beautiful about the whole thing. They've got a mandate to tear apart the bureaucracy that is basically robbing everybody. And Canada suffers from the same problem as the United States. Canada suffers from, and let's end this poll, by the way. Where are we with the poll? The poll, who wins tonight? Well, it's going to be Tyson. I'm pretty sure that's great. 12% of people actually think Paul is going to win. Is that trolling or what? Clyde's got no pants on. I've got pants on. I don't do that no pants thing. Sometimes I walk in my videos, and holy cow, like I've heard criticism of a lot of things, but I've never heard criticism like the people who are, I don't know what it is, anti walking in a video. You're not allowed to walk in a video. That's crazy. But I've seen a bunch. I've seen a bunch of those comments. It's like, wow. All right, that just makes me want to walk more. Do what you want and leave us alone. Yeah. Walking is okay. I'm always walking when I do my shorts because I'm at the desk and I'm on my treadmill and I'm walking, and I'm not gonna stop the treadmill to just like shoot a 3-second clip to add to the shorts. That's just why I do it. Love the walking. There you go. Exercise is cool. Exercise is great. I love it. It's healthy. Love the walking. Get the steps. There you go. The Clyde Glide is way cool. Sweet. All right. There we go. I must have missed those criticisms. Walk all you want, Clyde. I like seeing the Clyde walking in his videos. He's so serious too. Yeah, sometimes it comes across so serious because I'm just like, I'm concentrating on what I'm like working on in an edit. Because normally I don't edit, right? So normally I just do my videos. I just talk for 10 minutes and then show slides and that's it. But when I'm the Clyde March, love that. Hiking in BC is an experience. While I'm doing it inside my room in BC, yeah. Because I don't want to go outside when it's cold and rainy. That really what it comes down to. But I can actually get work done and walk at the same time. That's what's beauty about it, is I can be at my desk and walk and do my editing. So yeah, so sometimes it comes across I'm really serious because I'm like concentrating on an edit. Leave Clyde alone. Oh my god, that's funny. You buying more R's once Pierre gets in. You buying more ARs once Pierre gets in? I'll be buying a lot of stuff. Howdy, Clyde, Tyson, all the way. Whoa, okay, that's a comment. Northern Farm Girl, thanks, appreciate that. There you go. Running your nylon. Yeah, Air 15, guys. I got that. It took me a minute. But I thought I mentioned to everybody we have plans to move down to Texas. That's our plan. So I'm still going to be doing videos about Canada. It's my big passion. I want everybody to know what's happening in Canada. But once I get down there, I've got a bunch of pistols that I want to purchase. I'm a huge fan of pistols. Of course, I'm gonna buy an AR because I mean it's just part of the collection, or two, or I don't know. We'll see how many. But I'm a big fan of pistols, so I'm gonna be getting lots of pistols. That's a thing that's devastating to me in Canada, is this whole that's got to be reversed. That's absolutely got to be reversed. And yeah, we need to guarantee the rights of people's rights to bear arms. Absolutely. Canada needs a Second Amendment. And a First Amendment, you know, and not mess with any words, like straight up right to bear arms shall not be infringed. Clyde, wait until you find if we will have meat. Will we have meat? Oh, we'll still have meat. That whole World Economic Forum's thing's not going to happen. And this is why. It's because we're raising awareness about it. But hey, I'm getting off topic. I wanted to talk about this government efficiency thing. So the Department of Government, because I'm getting back on the whole train of, trust me, if Trudeau hangs on to power, the longer he hangs on to power, the more likely we will to not only have a conservative government that will be able to do things and have a mandate, but they'll have a populace that are willing to do the right moves, which I don't think Canadians right now are willing to do. Miles with the 279 super chat. Do you think you'll ever return to Canada? Well, that's always a possibility. I mean, I was born here. I'm a citizen here. I love Canada. I absolutely love Canada. Where I'm at right now, does it make sense for me to stay in Canada? No. Does it make sense in the future to come back to Canada? Possibly. Absolutely possibly. So that's the thing. Arizona or Texas will welcome you, Clyde. Texas is the plan. I like a little town called Cedar Park, or Leander is another place. It's very close, very nice places, and that's where we're looking. Clyde wants to be a pilgrim. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hey Clyde, say something in Texan. Well, I'll let you know. It'll be a learning curve. Absolutely, it'll be a total learning curve when I get down there. Of all the sayings, the ins and outs, and all of that stuff. And that's a fun thing. I can't wait to have people on the podcast to talk about cultural differences, all of that stuff, because all of these things are very interesting to me. So I really want to bring them up. Don't come back, man. Clyde, be a man. Okay. Like I said, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Pistols are the primary protection, but in Canada, we cannot point human being white gun to or pistol learn how to use a spoon. What? What? All right. No, the $5 super chat. Love you, Clyde. It's sad that Canada is losing such a great talent. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. But again, I like this new background because I want to keep this theme. I want to keep this theme because my whole life I've been a dual citizen of Canada and the United States. And it's always been this like animosity, or, you know, people try to like, I've had people try to like put me down for being half American or whatever, right? Try to put me down for being American. There's always been this like Americans are we're better as Canadians. I don't like that. I don't think we're better or worse. I think a lot of Canadians end up going there because they have, let's face it, a better demographic and a better economy. Like, so the demographics work better for business and stuff like that. So a lot of talent ends up down there, and that's a reality. But I don't like this like idea that we should be separate, because I still believe that, you know, people from, you know, Montana have more in common with people from Alberta than people in Alberta and people in, you know, New Brunswick, for example. You're so close geographically, you're gonna have a lot in common, and we have a lot in common with our brothers and sisters to the south. And this is really I want to focus on this. We're a family in North America, and there shouldn't be a lot separating us, especially our ridiculous government. Giver, we'll miss you, Clyde, big time, eh? You won't miss me. I'll be right here. It won't be any different. I'll be doing the same shows at the same times every day, and that's it. There's a big culture gap on either side of the Rocky Mountains. Absolutely. Yeah, you better believe it. Like I still even notice some of the cultural gap because I grew up in Ontario, and I'm not BC born and raised. So there's a lot of different stuff. And even between like lower mainland and like northern BC, stuff like that, it's totally different. And people have different outlooks on life. Yeah. So that's, yeah, I'm excited to find out more about our brothers and sisters of the South. But this is one thing that, again, I'm getting back to the idea that Trump or Trudeau holding on to power longer will bring on more average Canadians over to our side, our way of thinking, open their eyes up to what I think is common sense. Hey, common sense. We keep hearing that term. Common sense. That's because, well, we've been hearing it from both sides. The conservatives in the States and the conservatives here in Canada saying common sense, core common sense values. This is where we are. Yes, Trump, clone him. Yeah, that's it. Viva was from Canada. It's more like Viva pulled a Clyde. Did Viva pull a Clyde? I mean, what? Or is that a response to something? Viva doesn't talk much about Canada anymore. So I've been following Viva Fry for a very long time, since he was like kind of a small channel. And when I started watching him, he never spoke about Canadian stuff. And for the first while, I didn't even know he was Canadian. Or wait, no, I did, because he always says Montreal litigator. But he always spoke about American topics. And it was just like a lot of the stuff he would talk about was like lawsuits to do with celebrities and things like that. And I thought it was interesting. I think I started following him at one point. I'd seen a bunch of his videos, but I really started following him when he was covering Carl Benjamin getting sued by some creator because he did a reaction video, or he did a video talking about commentary on a video that she did, and he covered that trial, or the case, I guess. And it turned out really interesting because he countersued, he won, and she ended up having to pay him like $10,000 in court fees and all this other stuff. So that was great, and it was a great win for people who do content creation, and that's good. And I was following him ever since that, and he always talked about American stuff. And then the Freedom Convoy happened, and then he really, well, before that, before the Freedom Convoy, he started talking a bit about Canadian stuff because he was running as a PPC candidate. And then the Freedom Convoy happened, and then a ton of people learned about him and were following him then. That's when a lot of people learned about me, incidentally. I've carried on with the Canadian stuff. I'm starting to pick up more American stories because of the what's happening right now. And I want to keep it a mixture of both, absolutely. But yeah, that's my take on Viva. And you know, I've talked with David. I've been on his show. He's been on mine, and he's great. I think he's holding up to his end of the bargain, and he still does talk about Canadian stuff. Yeah, I think he was doing a live today talking about that. Hey Clyde, Viva fries with that? I don't want Viva fries. I don't get it. I'm trying to get it over my head. Just wish Max would have joined PP. Are you talking about Max Bernier? I could get into that, but that's for later. If we want to talk about the PPC, we can talk about the PPC. Trump fries, right over my head. What am I doing? Yeah, of course. Yeah, the McDonald's thing. Okay, that's my brain fart of the evening. That's a thing. Hit the sad trombone button. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Well, I hope Canadians like poverty and hyperinflation. I'm not sticking around for a lower standard of living. I'm out after the holidays. Yeah, and then you and a lot of people. That's why immigration is so high. But here's the thing. People who leave the country can still vote in upcoming elections, and I would encourage every single one of them to do so. I will be doing so. Give it up, Clyde. Yeah, no, that was my bad. I just went right over my head with that joke. Joe Dirt is a classic. Yeah, so I was getting into this. So I'm going to keep going back and forth and then get into it. The idea... Wow, bummer about the Exodus. Yes. And... yeah, it really is. Clyde, speaking about following U.S., how much more percentage-wise would you make as a mechanic in Texas? Curious. I'm a tech looking to leave as well. They're hiring for a lot, and especially Canadian technicians with Red Seal certification. Wow. Yeah. They're paying a lot, and it's in American funds, and everywhere you go is offering medical everything. So yeah, no, it's really good. So yeah, that's definitely a consideration. Great salaries or flat rate, however you want to do it. I prefer flat rate. Less income tax to pay in Texas. There is no state tax in Texas. Here's the thing. This is what's crazy, and this is what I need to wake more Canadians up to. In all of Canada, we have expensive provinces to live in and cheap provinces to live in. They say that Alberta is like the Texas of Canada. Alberta is the lowest tax jurisdiction in Canada. That's right. It absolutely is. BC is probably one of the highest. There's other ones that are pretty high. And in the United States, we know Texas, Florida, I think Arizona, really, really low tax jurisdictions. And then you have your high ones, you know, like all the blue states. You know, you're in New York's, you've got California, the absolute highest. How's Squamish doing? Born and raised here? It's turning very yuppie. Very yuppie. So in Canada, our lowest taxed jurisdiction, Alberta, you're still paying higher taxes than Californians that are the highest tax jurisdiction in all of America. You would make a tax savings by leaving the cheapest province in Canada and going to the most expensive state in America. Let that sink in. Let that one sink in. Yeah. Squampton. There was stickers. There was the Squampton stickers. I have a Squampton hat somewhere. And somebody complained. Some Karen said it was racist because it was a play on Compton. And so the shop that had the Squampton hats, they got rid of them. They kowtowed to it. I can't stand wokeness. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. But hey, let me get to this. So here's what will happen. In another year of Trudeau being in government, any faith left in the NDP will be gone. Jagmeet Singh, he's slated to lose his own riding in the next election. He's gone. Dundee. There's like 80 MPs waiting for their pension, Liberal MPs, Liberal and NDP MPs, and they're slated to get their pension that they just signed in an extension on the election by a week just so they'll be eligible before they get voted out. So yeah, these people want to stick around that whole time. But more people will learn about this. This is the thing. More people will learn about this, and there'll be time. What? Trump wants to have income tax abolished, make up shortfalls in revenue with tariffs. That's an interesting concept. I like the idea, but it does hurt consumers. You do end up paying in the long run. That's for another topic altogether. But okay, so I want to get into this. We have a year of Trump, almost a year, a good chunk of the year of Trump doing some amazing things. And I think he really is going to pull a lot of this stuff off. A lot of people are afraid. They think it's going to be World War III. It wasn't the last time. And then as soon as he was out, it was wars again. I think, again, and he's going to move faster, I think, this time. He's got a much better team. And, well, let's just get into the team. Why don't we just get into the team? Because this is the team that we have. Are you guys able to I got to make sure you're able to hear this stuff. I need to make sure you can hear this. Tell me if you're hearing this. What will we do with this moment? Is this coming through?
How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Love it.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
Wow, I like that.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man?
I really like
Show
this
up
guy.
on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
Don't you want healthy children?
Yes.
Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
Oh, what a great message that is. That is just awesome. That's amazing. So that's the idea here. This is it's a whole new concept that a lot of people weren't I don't know. They didn't think of, they weren't privy to, but this is the great awakening. This is where people are going to be pulled away from this divisiveness. And it's really, instead of being left and right, instead of being that, it's now become about authoritarianism versus freedom. It's been about the bureaucracy versus savings. It's, and like this runaway machine that we've established. It's really become, play the Dukes of Hazzard video clip. I don't have the Dukes of Hazzard video, but it's really become about the people and the establishment, and that's what we need to fight. And what has the establishment done? As everybody's been filing over to the right, and is it really the right? I mean, you've got like Tulsi Gabbard, you've got RFK. It's not this like alt-right that everybody's crying about. They're freaking out. Alt-right, blah. No, it's very centrist. It's very centrist, and a lot of people don't necessarily agree on all these things. It's very reminiscent of the trucker convoy. It's very reminiscent of all these people coming together and just saying, no, we're not doing this anymore. This isn't happening anymore. We're not doing it. We're coming together, and we're just going to be free. You're going to have to deal with that. And, oh man, they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. And they want to sow division. They want to get people upset with each other. And that's what they do. And this is the thing. People are, the Great Reset. Meet the Great Awakening. That's it. That really is it. That really is it. People are waking up to this, and they're waking up to the divisive tactics that everybody uses. No, we're not gonna play this game. We're not gonna play this game. No, it really is the establishment. The establishment needs to go. It's got to go, and it's the arm of the bureaucracy that doesn't want the bureaucracy to go away. Now, this is inspiring, and this was a clip from Fox News that I caught earlier today, and it's with Vivek Ramaswamy. And because he was announced to be the leader with Elon Musk of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. And he talks about, in this video, he talks about where his, I'm just going to skip forward a little bit of this. I'm going to skip forward a little bit just to get to the Vivek clip. But he talks about what the mandate is and where they're going with this.
Your tax dollars will be spent wisely. Vivek Ramaswamy joins us now. All right, so you're partnering with the smartest guy in the country. There's no doubt about it. And the richest guy. But you look at Elon Musk, and he's a genius.
For one, come on. Sean, you got the guy, like Vivek's not a smart guy. Come on. He's he was a millionaire in his early 20s, all self-made, amazing. It's kind of a weird way to introduce somebody. Is, hey, you're lucky enough to work with the smartest guy ever. Yeah, Elon Musk is he's way up there. But come on, give Vivek some credit here.
If you can figure out a way to go save those astronauts that are lost in space, God bless you. I could never figure that out in 500 lifetimes. So I admire that. He's talking about $2 billion in cuts by identifying waste, fraud, and abuse. Is that a realistic number? That's a big number.
So before he even gets into this, I love this because he's talking about that much money, which he was wrong about the number, but that much money is just waste, fraud, and abuse. He's not even talking about cutting anything yet. He's just talking about waste, fraud, and abuse, eliminating that, and then letting that go back into general revenue. Listen to what he's got to say here.
Yeah, $2 billion isn't a big number, but $2 trillion is, Sean.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking at here. Look,
$2 trillion. I stand corrected.
No, I just want to be very clear about the scale. I want to be very clear about the scale that we're thinking here. We're not thinking small. We're playing big here because we have a once-in-a-generation mandate right now. The American people have voted for drastic reform of the government, and our federal government is broken. It's no secret that it is a fourth branch of government, the administrative state, that makes most of the rules, that creates a federal bureaucracy that's hampering our economy. So what do we want to do? We want to go in and slash and burn that bureaucracy to help Americans, stimulate the economy, and to restore self-governance again, Sean. The people we elect to run the government, they're not even the ones who run the government anymore. It's these unelected bureaucrats. Republican politicians have talked about fixing this for a long time, not with a lot of progress. So I do think it's going to take a couple of outsiders. Elon and I have built a great friendship over the last year. We're working together intensely, and we're not going to stop till we get the job done.
When Ronald Reagan became president, on the issue of defense, he called it a gap of vulnerability. China, Russia, they have hypersonic missile technology. We do not. We're going to have to spend a lot of money on defense to catch up and to surpass our enemies. Social Security, Medicare are headed towards insolvency. We'll have to spend money there. To me, that money is going to be made up through energy dominance. That's where I think our greatest opportunity is. Your thoughts?
Look, part of what's holding back energy dominance in this country is that administrative state.
Yeah,
look at the regulations coming out of the Department of Interior, the slow permitting requirements, how hard it is to open a new refinery. So I think that is the root cause of our failure as a country, is this unelected fourth branch of government.
And you know what? Canada and the United States together could be the industry, like they could be the mecca, the hub of energy. The entire energy industry could be the United States and Canada. It's unbelievable how much resources exist in the United States and Canada. We're just not allowed to access them because of environmental whatever and all this other stuff. Now, I can understand if you're worried about spills, but here's the problem. Environmental stuff is mental for a reason. This is why I talk about environmental versus ecological. Let's be ecological. Let's worry about what will happen if bad things occur and who's going to be liable for it and all of that stuff. I really agree with that, and we should have good safe measures, and we should be able to do utilize resources that we have, but not. I'll get the chat in here while I'm talking. Not shoot ourselves in the foot like we're doing. Now, why has there been big spills out in the ocean on these ocean-going, platforms? Well, the question has to be, why are those platforms there in the first place? Why is it that those platforms are there? Well, it's because, as the environmental rules dictate, they are not allowing for people to drill near shore or even onshore. They've pushed them out further and further and further, and now they're in deep sea areas where if there's a spill, there's more potential of a massive disaster in those cases. This is why we need to have more sensible regulation in these industries, and this is what's being talked about. And this will make us wealthier. Absolutely, this is a no-brainer. It really should be.
And I think they look at elected officials as these cute little puppets that come and go every little while. Not anymore. There's a new sheriff in town. Donald Trump's the president. He has mandated us for radical, drastic reform of this federal bureaucracy with the learnings of that first term. And you look, Elon and I mean, Elon's solving major problems of physics. I came from the world of biology. What we're solving here now is not a natural problem. This is a man-made problem. And when you have a man-made problem, you better darn well have a man-made solution. That's what we're bringing to the table. We're assembling the brightest minds in the country. This is the equivalent of a modern Manhattan Project to take on, I think, the major problem holding our country back. It's the federal bureaucracy. Target that cost, save the money, restore self-governance. And Sean, I think we did something pretty novel here, if I may say so. If I just want to say is this Department of Government Efficiency, it is built with an end date.
I love
We
this.
want to be done by July 4th, 2026. So for the first time in history, creating a department, creating a new government project that is designed to end when its work is complete. That's on the 250th anniversary of America's Declaration of Independence. And that's the gift we want to give this country on that birthday.
Well, that is such a great concept, because you don't want that bureaucracy to become another one of its own. You know what I mean? You don't want it to multiply. You need to have that kill gene within the bureaucracy. So once it's done its job, it's gone. It's gone. There should be a trigger for when that bureaucracy fires back up again, though, in my opinion, in order to kill it off from time to time. It's kind of like the whole concept of, liberty is the tree that needs to be, we all know the term. It needs to be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants from time to time. We're doing this in this time without warfare, and I hope this is my prayer, is that this is what brings everything forward, because we don't want this to be a hot situation, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, because people are waking up to it and they're realizing that they've spoken, and look at what's happening. This is great. This is great news.
I hope Congress adopts your recommendations. They did not do so in the Reagan years with the Grace Commission. What are the first things you're going to look at?
Look, we got a long list, and a lot of this is to stay tuned for what's coming on January 20th, because some of this we do want to come as in a big way swinging on day one. But I'll give you some examples, Sean. Most federal employees right now, most Americans don't recognize this, they don't even show up to work. So if you tell people you have to affirm that you want a job, that you have to show up to work 5 days a week, how many of those employees are going to quit right out the gate? That's a question we should ask. Those are the kinds of inefficiencies, low-hanging fruit, that Democrats and Republicans or black or white Americans alike can agree on. We should not be wasting that kind of money as a federal government. And so in that sense, tackling this kind of waste, fraud, abuse, bureaucratic bloat, we're going for the stuff that's basic common sense that most Americans actually agree on. And I hope we're going to actually be able to help unite the country by eliminating waste, which is something that all Americans, regardless of partisan affiliation, can get behind. And that's how Elon and I are thinking about it.
I have less than a minute, but I think part of it has to be baseline budgeting, eliminate the built-in increases every year that we have for every department. I think getting rid of the Department of Education, giving that money directly to states, or maybe adopting something like the penny plan. Maybe it's the nickel plan, where you cut, a nickel out of every dollar every year for 5 years. You balance the budget, which has not been done since Newt Gingrich was the Speaker of the House.
That's crazy.
You have about 30 seconds.
Since Gingrich.
Well, funny enough, Sean, actually much of our spending is even for programs whose authorization has lapsed. So the authorization to spend the money, the appropriation has lapsed, and yet still the money still goes out the door. That's how broken the bureaucracy is. So I think it's going to take a couple of business guys to come in, do this from the outside. We're going to have fun while we're at it. It's going to be the most transparent effort. We're certainly aiming to make this a transparent process so the American people can see how their money is being wasted. So we're all in it on the same team to fix it. I can't wait for Donald Trump to get back in that White House on January 20th. He's given us a broad mandate with his full support to get this done. I'm grateful to him for that. And Elon and I are pretty excited to get started. So we'll see for what we have a few surprises in store for January.
Oh, I know. I'm excited to watch it happen. I'm excited to report on it. I really am. I'm going to be talking about this a lot, because this is the direction Canada needs to go in. And I can't emphasize this enough. This is where Canada needs to go. Any reason? Who's this? Annoying Canadian. Sorry, it got cut off there. Annoying Canadian with the 279 super chat. Any reason to stay in Canada at all anymore? Yeah, I mean, if there's a lot of reasons to stay in Canada. The reason why we're not staying is because we don't live near it. Neither of us live near family. That's where we're at. I'm talking about my wife and myself. My wife's family's in Japan. My family's in elsewhere in Canada. On the go with a $10 super chat. Freedom for the people. Thank you. But there's a lot of reasons for people to stay in Canada. When we lost we had a rental that was reasonably priced, and we lost it. Now, rents for a house in like even a townhouse in this area is like $4,000 a month. It's ridiculous. That's what we're looking at. So we're in a tiny apartment for a temporary amount of time, and we're pinching all of our pennies until my wife's visa goes through, until she can have her green card, and then we can head down. I could leave tomorrow. But so we calculated it out, and we're like, okay, what's the difference? Like, if we have to move towns, say we had to move towns, there's nowhere nearby in British Columbia that's like even remotely affordable. And then you have to go. Wow, now I'm being blocked. Goodbye, peace. What? Okay. We could see that. But yeah, then we'd have to, leave and go somewhere far. And it's like, well, okay, well, if we're going to pack up everything, I have to quit my job. I have to pull my kids from school. We have to leave all of our friends and all of that behind. What's the difference between going somewhere else in Canada or just going into the United States where it's affordable? No, 50 kilometers and 5,000 kilometers is no difference relatively at that point. So, cool man 0893 with a $5 super chat. I give full permission to Trump for liberating our country once he comes into office. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. And it's funny because I wanted to share this this tweet that's I thought was it's just people have some serious TDS going on, and this is a hilarious tweet. This is a guy saying, go ahead and make fun of it, but somewhere in Trump land, they're drawing up plans to invade Canada. Little do you know, Ragu, or however you say your name, there's groundswell happening within Canada to do the same thing. Don't think that America needs to do that in Canada. The groundswell is happening, and we're about to get flooded with this. This is the inevitability. We are gonna have a big change in Canada. Absolutely. Jevon Gendrew, I'm always pronouncing that wrong. I know I am. I'm sorry about that. A member for two months says, think of all the countries that need to go this route. Every country seems to bloat bureaucracy term after term, self-appointed pay raises, and no accountability to government. You're absolutely right. All of Europe, all of Europe, absolutely all of Europe. Wow, yeah, love to see that. I don't know much about the inner workings of the Chinese Communist Party. I don't think it matters because they're just totalitarian generally. So it's neither here nor there if they budget or fix their bureaucracy. But here in the free world, yeah, you're absolutely right on that. Go. What else? I wanted to get into some of this other stuff. Now, Tulsi Gabbard is one of the picks, and a good friend of mine, Vesper, tweeted this one out. This was something that she was talking about Justin Trudeau, not recently. This was a while back when she was still, I believe she was still a Democrat at the time, in the Democratic Party. She was running, if you don't remember, Tulsi Gabbard she ran for the presidential nominee as on the Democrat ticket, And that was given away. That was handed over to Hillary Clinton. It was looking like Bernie was going to win that go, and they took it from him. You know, the Democrat Party, that's all about democracy, and they stole it. But here's her talking about Justin Trudeau.
Using protests to
Is that really quiet?
demand changes to public policy is something that I think is worrisome.
Okay. So here we have the Prime Minister of Canada saying that, yes, we have a highly functioning democracy and people's voices, the Canadian people's voices should be heard and they have the right and freedom to protest. However, if those protests are used to demand change in government policy, then no, that shouldn't be allowed. Just in that statement in and of itself, you got to wonder how this guy doesn't see the hypocrisy in his singular phrase.
Using protests to demand
I think that's way too quiet, but this was a perfect illustration. Sorry for how quiet that was. I gotta turn that down a bit, a little. I don't want to blast your ears out. On the next one, where are we here? Gendro. Okay, don't worry, Clyde. I'm an Albertan with a French last name. I've heard it all. So you're a bit like Marty. A bit like Marty. He's got the whole French thing going on from Alberta. Hold on here. Let's get that back. There we are. Good. Wow, Tulsi. Yeah, Tulsi's great. I've always been a fan of Tulsi, and I always thought, like, why is Tulsi on that side? Why is she still with the Dems? It's crazy, because she's speaking more like everybody else who's being sensible. And lo and behold, she leaves the Dems, and she was like, just, you know, independent for a while, and then the calling happened. The calling happened. And like I said, this is a huge change. This changes everything. Because it really becomes about the people versus the establishment, and I want to see that same battle here. Where is Marty these days? What's he up to? What are you talking about? We do a show every Thursday morning. Yeah, man. Let me know in the chat. Should I in the thumbnails? Maybe I should do a different thumbnail for the Marty videos. Maybe I should just have Marty and myself in the thumbnail, just so people know that it's a Marty and Clyde video. Maybe that would be a better way of doing that moving forward. Just so it clearly delineates, like, when Marty and I are doing a chat versus all the other videos. Because, I mean, I do a lot of videos. Take away 10% debt, get 1% raise. That's very logical course. Yeah, that might help. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. We know it's Thursday. Okay. Marty and Clyde had a nice ring to it. Yeah. It would help newbies. Yeah, that might be a better idea. Perhaps I should do that from now on. It's just all the Marty Clyde videos, just put them just with the two of us in the thumbnail. Marty's up north. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up with Marty. He's up north. It's a 15-minute video versus a 55-minute video. Yeah, and we always try to keep it under an hour, because I find with the demographics, with the analytics, as soon as it goes over an hour, it's like nobody wants to watch it. It's just like that one extra would tick over with the number and forget it. By the way, I love to hear what you guys all think and have to say. Jump in the Discord afterwards. After the live stream, I'll hop into the Discord. It's like a group chat. Jump in. Let me know what you think about this or that, whatever we're talking about, all the stuff. Love to have you. Mods, somebody throw a link in the chat here. So anybody who's not part of the Discord, you can come over and have a chat with us. I think you and Marty should take questions. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I was pondering the idea of doing like switching it to a live format. What do you guys think if we switch the chats from a Thursday morning to a Wednesday evening live format? And then obviously what I would do is I would take it down. And then I would upload it again as the usual video, but do it live, exclusive, or whatever, that kind of thing. Yes, live format would be cool. Yeah, because what we could do is have like a Q&A section, but only for the live people, and then just do our usual recording like we do it, and then have the Q&A section after. I'll run that by Marty, because obviously like this is time out of his day too, right? So that might be pretty cool. Yeah, there's the link. Audio Jack's got it in the chat there if you want to jump in and chat with us after. Give suggestions. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I have eye issues and it messes me up, but it's healthy and I'll hang in there. LOL. Oh, I'm not sure what that was in response to. I know lots of people would love to talk with Marty. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is why I like doing these get together things. Like we've done it a few times. We did it in Alberta, and then we did it in Victoria, and lots of fun. A lot less people showed up in Victoria for the after party thing. A lot of people came to the there was the big event that we went to, and that was great. Wow, Clyde is in the States now? No, I'm in British Columbia. Clyde, you look like you're looking off to the side to the chats, not facing your audience. Now, so that's a thing that I've always thought was, you know, kind of interesting. Some people prefer you to look right into the camera. Some people think it's creepy. What do you guys think? Because it's weird. Yeah. I mean, usually when I'm doing my videos, I'll look into the camera, but right now I'm looking at the chat. So I'm reading the chat and reading what's going on. That's it's creepy. Yeah, right? So a lot of people think it's creepy. It's creepy. Stop it, Clyde. Right. So I'm usually looking off to the chat, and that's the thing. 100% weird. Either way is fine. It doesn't matter. Fifth wall broken. Don't look at me. Creepy. I like off to the side. That's so funny. You need a 2001 bubble cam. Creepy. Stop staring into my soul. That's the thing. Oh, everybody's got their preferences. It's hilarious. Everyone's got their preferences. Side view, hypnotic. You guys are hilarious. I got sleepy eye. Clyde creep something. There you go. The Hal 500 cam. Oh my god, you guys are funny. Yeah, stop staring at me. Nah, you're a cutie. Just do it, LOL. Oh, that's funny. Just normal is fine. Like a dog, you're looking at me, dude. Want to go? So, Clyde stare at something. Jordan B. Peterson's lecture at Saddle Dome, mid-February. Be there or be square. Meet up after. Oh, I didn't even know about that. Mid-February, Saddle Dome. Saddle Dome is in Calgary, I'm assuming. Your laughter is iconic. Not creepy, your laugh. Right. How's BC? It's rainy. Come on. You're asking me in November, how's BC? It was this morning. I got to work inside the shop. It was 11 degrees and humid. Cold. Just don't pick nose or squeeze. What? What are you talking about? JP is coming to Abby. Abby, April 1st. Abby, like Alberta? Wait, are you wearing makeup? No, I'm not wearing makeup. 5 straight days of rain. Yeah, welcome to the West Coast, the wet coast. Penny D with $5 super chat. I would love to see you and Marty on Friday nights. I'm now in New Brunswick. Then they turned lib. Yeah, nice, right? Oh, you could be in Squamish where they turned Green Party provincially. But yeah, I'm so sad at that. I call them Clyde Chuckles. All right. Abbotsford. Oh, wow. It's that close? Abbotsford in February? Oh, wow. Maybe I'll have to get tickets for that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I really like Jordan. Vancouver, Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Regina, Winnipeg. Well, I could go to the Vancouver one. That'd be way better. Squamish is so woke. I know it's not getting better. Nice houses on the cliffs though. Yes. I just did a motor swap in the driveway in Surrey. Ugh. No. People ask me all the time, do you do side work? No. 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 It never occurred to me to show up, have to bring all my own tools and then work without the hoist and, crawling on gravel and stuff like, no, I don't. No, thanks. Just, hey, would you like to do your job? But I'll underpay you and you can do it on your free time. No thanks. Yeah, beautiful laying in the wet. No, I'm not interested. Where is Trump building these safe MAGA cities? I'd never even heard of that. That's news to me. What's up with the BC election? We're still finding out. And I don't know. But, and I'm wondering if we're ever going to find out. It is one of those. If we're going to find out, it's nuts. Anyway, let's move on because I wanted to talk about some other things because I could just sit here and chat with you in the chat. I mean, I'm going to still keep chatting with the chat. I just wanted to get onto some of these other stories that I wanted to get into. And here's a great clip that I saw this morning from Fox 11 Los Angeles. Let's hear what they had to say over there.
We start with this, though. President-elect Trump has said he will move swiftly to implement mass deportations after he takes office.
Brooke here right now with reaction to this plan. Brooke. Yes, so President-elect Trump ran on a crackdown, a platform of a crackdown, an incoming crackdown on undocumented immigrants. That vow has left many immigrants frightened and confused. People are expressing their concerns on social media.
My mother-in-law. No, if you guys saw that short that I did, it's actually quite funny. I actually need to pull that one up because that kind of fits perfectly with this. For those who did anyone see that one? I've been doing these shorts. I think they're hilarious. It just fits so perfectly after that. There's a lot of people with their concerns of what's going on. This was one.
I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
Trump's new border czar means business, and some people are panicking while other people have found humor in this.
Donald Trump won, and I am very, very afraid that he might deport my mother-in-law. She entered illegally to the country, and she lives in Street 4, number 47, apartment D, New York. I am very, very concerned. That's right behind the green apartment. Yeah. I have nothing bad happened to her. The gate is always open.
The gate's always open.
You don't have any dogs either. Street 4, number 47, apartment B. If you get deported, how my life would be.
So, anyway, that was the clip. Obviously, that's parody. Clyde, do you have some ballot boxes in your garage? Too funny. That's the way our election's been going here in British Columbia. But yeah, here's a lot of people freaking out about it.
Punish Kamala Harris by not voting for her. Y'all punish people like me.
My immigrant mother just called me on the phone, innocently asking me if she should start carrying her passport in case they start doing mass deportations to prove that she's a citizen.
His newly appointed border czar.
That one didn't seem like a real cry. That felt like a fake cry. Chat, what do you think? Was that a fake cry? Was that a real cry? I don't know, but they're hamming it up. They got to ham it up as much as they can.
Tom Homan said yesterday the Trump administration will prioritize deporting people who are living in the country illegally and pose a threat to public safety. He also says officials will increase workplace raids as a part of a crackdown on labor and sex trafficking.
This is absurd to me. This is absurd to me that this is even something that's in contention. If you don't have a visa, you gotta go. I mean, what? In what world do we live in where you just think you can enter somebody else's country and then just like reside there? I'm just walking in and I'm gonna like do that in any other place. You know, obviously, like the Western world is the Western world is being really taken advantage of here because so many people have bleeding hearts. It's crazy. But really, like, give me a break. No, we don't have open borders. We have immigration for a reason. If you either have immigration or you have zero immigration. There's no like, oh, well, let that one go. No, you don't let it go. There are rules. There are rules. And if you can't abide by those rules, then I'm sorry, but you're not, when you do, you know, you're not going to be a good neighbor. You're not going to be a good, all of the rules of engagement for all of these other things. Like there's rules when you go to work. There's rules when you know, to being a neighbor. There's a lot of unwritten rules. There's a lot of things. It's crazy to me that this is and especially like actually walking across the border illegally and then just assuming like and then later being like I'm so worried because they're cracking down on this thing that I broke the law doing. Like, no, you don't just get to come in. There are a lot of people that are working diligently to be able to enter Canada, United States. Those people come first. Always. Those people that are doing it diligently, they're doing it the right way, they come first. They may not be accepted. Do you think you should be accepted when you said, no, I'm just going to cut the line and I'm going to give myself priority? Nope. You go not only to the back of the line, but you go to the back of the line with a stamp that says, with a file that says you're not allowed to enter for another 10 years. This is a reality, right? So listen to the situation. If I don't do things the way I'm doing it, and I decide I'm going to break the rules when it comes to immigration with my family, and I just say, oh, I'm just going to say that they're visitors and we're just going to enter the country and we're not, and then we're going to, we'll change our status later. They can nab you for visa fraud. And the punishment for visa fraud is you get kicked out of the country and you can't come back for 10 years. I'm not kidding. So why does anybody think that they're cool just walking in and then just like, you're just gonna let it go, right? No. And there's tons of people that have been doing it right that are absolutely not cool with you doing it that way. and they're not cool with you getting away with doing it that way. And that's the situation. Try that in Japan. No kidding. Like try to just like enter Japan on a visa, or it'd be kind of hard to jump the border because it's an island. But say enter on a visa and then overstay, and just don't renew, just overstay. Good luck with that one. Good luck. As soon as they find you and they find out, you're getting an escort to the airport. And if you can't afford it, you're going to prison. You're going to jail until you can find family that will get you out and pay for your ticket out. That's the way it works. Oh, I'm sorry. I get upset about this because I mean, this is the same thing like as somebody jumping the queue in front of you. I like how Matt Gaetz went to El Salvador to study their mega jails. I didn't know that he did that. He got nominated for the attorney general. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But so yeah, there are a lot of people worried in America, and you should be. If you're in America and you jump the line, or you said no, I'm not. I know the rules, but you know what I mean? It's the same thing. Oh, it's the same thing as when somebody, you get it all the time. You get it all the time. The guy who just like rocks up and he puts on his four-ways. Somebody needs to make a skit about this. Like the guy who gets pulled over by, he overstays his welcome and he just puts his four-ways on. He's like, all's forgiven. You got your four-ways on. The guy that parks outside of the post office or whatever is clearly no parking. And they just like, four-ways, get out. And you're like, hey, you can't park there. Oh, I'm just going to be a minute. Everyone's just going to be a minute, right? Everyone is just going into the post office. Nobody's going in there to stay for a while. Nobody. Everybody's going in for just a minute. Holy cow. This concept. And it really, really reminds me of the shopping cart. And I got to pull this up because it just came to mind. Here it is. Got it. I got it. It came up. So here it is. This is the shopping cart. So Elon Musk talking about the shopping cart, and you can see it in its full thing. I'll bring the chat back in just one sec. But trust those who return the shopping cart. And this is a perfect example. This is an absolutely perfect example. Let me wet my whistle here. So I'm going to read this. Oh, I'm getting into this. This is a live stream like we haven't done a live stream in a little while. I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun with this. I think we need to do more of these live streams. I have a blast with these. I really do. I get a lot out of my system. Not gonna lie, doing these streams. Okay, I'm gonna cover this up because you get the chat in here so we all see the chat. But also, the shopping cart theory. So I'm guessing this came from like not Reddit, like 4chan or something. But the shopping cart theory is as follows. 1 second. Spare Parts Army with 279 super chat says, park in a handicap spot and see what happens. What is it? What was it? Dennis Miller that said, sometimes I park in handicap spaces. Well, handicapped people make handicapped faces because he's an a-hole. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Let's go shopping cart theory. Okay, so the shopping cart is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. Mind you, self-governing. This is the whole concept. Because a lot of us, like I come from the libertarian sensibilities, which is not far off from like the anarcho-capitalist crowd, the whole self-governing, self-governance, peaceful peaceful, or was it voluntarism? This idea. But yeah, the shopping cart is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. To return the shopping cart is an easy, convenient task, and one which we all recognize as correct, appropriate thing to do. To return the shopping cart is objectively right. There are no situations other than dire emergencies in which a person is not able to return the cart. Simultaneously, it is not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as the apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it. No one will punish you for not returning the shopping cart. No one will fine you or kill you for not returning the shopping cart. You gain nothing by returning the shopping cart. You must return the shopping cart out of the kindness of your own heart. You must return the shopping cart because it is the right thing to do, because it is correct. A person who is unable to do this is no better than an animal. An absolute savage can only be made to do what is right by threatening them with the law and the force that stands behind it. The shopping cart is what determines whether a person is a good or bad member of society. If you don't return the shopping cart, you are a savage. You're no better than an animal that needs to be threatened with violence or the force of the state. It's unbelievable. This is a perfect example. I love this example. I absolutely love this example. But these are the people. Oh man, if you want an example of this, like just go to a Costco on a Saturday afternoon. I'm a good member. I always return my cart. Oh my God, I want to make my own shopping cart. I'm not renting shopping carts anymore. You were hung up with your own. Oh, that's funny. That's even funnier. Oh, it bugs me because the carts roll into your car or take up a space. Everything about not returning the shopping cart is an inconvenience for everyone else. Everything. And it takes little effort. I was at Costco a couple of weeks ago, and as I was walking over to where the carts are, I look into the parking lot and I see this little woman, this little old woman, and she's so close to where the carts go, but didn't go to where the carts go, of course. She went to abandon her cart on the curb, and she was just working so hard just to get the wheels off the ground so that she could ground it up over the curb and then, you know, leave it half cocked on the curb, right? It's like the amount of effort you went into. You invested that much effort. You could have put your back out just to not do the right thing. It's just unbelievable. I wanted to stop and quiz her. I wanted to stop and quiz her, but my family's going into Costco. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I wanted to go over and ask her. Not an interrogation, just a simple question. Like, was it worth it? Was it worth it? And you know, obviously you get the question, what was worth it? You know, nearly putting your back out to do the wrong thing. And all these people were watching you do it. And like, you, no shame? Zero? And this is the problem. The more often that this becomes normal, it just becomes the norm. That is normal. It becomes the norm. And then we live in a society that is completely fallen apart. We need shame. Bring back shame. Bring back shame. Honestly. Holy. Oh, I get worked up about stuff like this. 'Cause why? Why? Really? Holy cow. Anyway, I got kind of off topic on that. I really did. I'm okay with second world Canada. You killed the shopping cart? Yeah, like why? Why would you do that? Shame, not pride. No, shame needs to exist. There's no shame in a modern society anymore. No. Accountability, yeah, that's right. Well, shame and accountability do come hand in hand. Canadian system was built on Christian values, consequences. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But that doesn't negate the fact that people who came to Canada after its inception came to Canada and had, you know, been raised in other religious values or no religious values, and came to Canada and, you know, assimilated in with our culture, and the same values were shared around, right? So it's that's the thing. Canada has critical minerals. Okay, a little off topic. Yes, we do. Maybe she had to go pee. Well, she went right back to her car, drove away. I mean, it's that's the thing. Don't hassle old ladies, Clyde. You don't know what's going on. Like I said, she could have just whoop with the cart. It was like I saw where her car was, and it was like 2 steps that way to the cart corral or 2 steps that way to the curb. It was really one of those. Unbelievable. People who leave garbage in their own yards irks me more. Oh wow, okay. Lawton wrote PP bio. Are you talking about Andrew Lawton? I stay away from shopping cart ladies. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Right. Maybe Andrew Lawton could be on PP's dream team. That wouldn't be such a... I mean, I like Andrew Lawton. Don't get me wrong. I think he's very mainstream conservative. He could be. Yeah, absolutely. I think they need to... What the conservatives need to do in the next year is really embrace populism. This concept of populism, because I tweeted this out because I thought this was really important. And I'll try to find my tweet here. What was my tweet about populism? Oh, that's gonna be hard to find that way. I'm just gonna go to my profile, hopefully find it. Media. You attach a picture. This is my trick. Yeah, attach a picture to a post, and then it makes it easier to find that post later. There we go. That's how you do it. I think that's how it's done. Bam, there's my post. I figured it out. This is how you make things happen. So I posted this on Twitter because after having a private conversation with Marty, and I wrote this. My friend Marty up north pointed out to me recently that the opposite of populist is elitist. So the antonym of a populist is an elitist, and I hadn't considered this. Right, this isn't something that I just, you know, you keep hearing from people about this concept of, you know, populism is bad. I hear about this a lot, actually, and from conservatives too. There's this idea that populism is a bad thing, and I could never put my finger on it, but I never liked the idea that people say that populism is a bad thing, because what is democracy? if not populism. Democracy is the idea of you know, the popular vote, the people deciding based on more than 50%, a majority of those people. So populism is usually like super majority territory. It's more than a majority. So this was always confounding to me that people would be so against it. And you know, you would hear it from people like what is it, that JJ McCullough guy. I'd love to have a chat with him. Like, I've got nothing against JJ McCullough, but I disagree with him on this. He would constantly talk about populism as being a bad idea. Do you like the old cheesy show Magnum PI, Clyde? Yes, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? That's a strange question. But yeah, I do. Yeah, it's great. So anyway, I got into this. My friend Marty up north pointed out to me recently that the opposite of populist is elitist. And this makes perfect sense to me. But it also dismantles the denigration of the term populist. So like the idea that people say that being populist is a bad thing. Just in itself, as knowing the fact that the opposite of populist is elitist, it gets rid of any sort of criticism for populism right there. Just knowing that. To be a populist means you are the majority and hold what which should be seen as very acceptable views. It's very true. Now, Marty put in here in the replies, he says, what is a populist? It's a believer in rights, wisdom, and virtues of the common people. The opposite of populist, elitist, superior, arrogant, condescending, exclusive, selective, stuck up, pretentious, patronizing, snobbish. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. And this is where I think the conservatives have a very good opportunity for themselves to get away from this shunning of populism. Because there is a groundswell of populism happening in Western society right now. And it's happening for great reasons, because of a lot of people realizing what we've walked ourselves into by being afraid of populism. We've walked ourselves into this runaway bureaucracy, massive migration, and the migration is just there as a result of the bureaucracy. And it hurts. It hurts. It's hurting all of us. It's hurting all of us. And this is the way we can get out of it, is to go along and embrace what's happening. Embrace this wave that's coming forward. And we can all just get on board. And this, I think, would be a great way for the conservatives in Canada, just like Trump did with the Republicans, was embraced populism, embrace the ideas that people have. And why was Trump so popular in the first place? Because he spoke to the common person. He spoke about common issues that common people sit around the dinner table talking about. It's all one word, so it's hard for me to read. The dyslexia really gets in there. The engaged few? That's right. That's the word. The engaged few with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Populism is the radical notion that the institutions that exist by the consent of the people and prosper from the largesse of the people ought to serve the interests of the people. Yes. That is the concept. That is the concept. So I absolutely believe that people are not moving towards the conservatives because the conservatives are doing a great job. It's because they're not Trudeau. They're not Trudeau, and they're not the Liberals, and they're not the people that prop up the Liberals, the NDP. But the best way to move forward is to actually bring into their cabinet people that represent that. I would love to see people like Roman Baber. getting himself a position in Pierre Poilievre's cabinet. He already is there. He's already there. It wouldn't even be hard to get him in as an MP. He's already there. I would love to see Leslyn Lewis having a bigger role in a conservative government. She's already there, and she's already been fighting for liberty in Canada. This is the kind of thing that I want to see more of. Yeah, Baber is awesome. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Baber. Sarav Bagat, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, with a $2 super chat. Depending on institutions and systems, not people. Depend on institutions and systems, not people. Well, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't depend on the lady with the shopping cart, that's for sure. Yeah, that's absolutely certain. Institutions like the family are things we can absolutely depend on. I would argue that's probably the best one you can depend on. I wish Leslyn was leader, not Pierre. Yeah and no. So Pierre's the guy to get the job done. I really do believe that. And yeah, some people like him, some people don't like him. But well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I definitely want Leslyn to be up there. Absolutely. And I hope Pierre sees this opportunity to reconsider his positioning of people, or maybe this is his plan. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think the whole idea of just having people there as tokens is not a winning strategy. That's a Trudeau strategy, really. I don't think Pierre will get rid of the Khalistan infiltration. That's something that needs to happen in Canada. Absolutely. Bar none, that's got to stop. And that needs to be a huge priority. And if any politician is worried about getting votes in a district because of that stuff, you got one opportunity. You know what you could do? You can pass a piece of legislation that bars anyone with affiliation with any of those things to hold position in your party or your cabinet. As party leader, you have the opportunity to make that happen. Pierre didn't go out and talk to the convoy, so he's not 100%. No, and that's where I say he's got an opportunity, but he hasn't really fully embraced it. Now he did afterwards, when the smoke all settled and the coast is clear, and that's where it has a lot of people really like, wait, okay, where are we at with this? Also, Trump acted as a leader and put forward a team with a game plan. It really was a vote for common sense and decency. So yes, I hope it spreads. This is the difference, right? This is where I say that there is a difference between, there's a possibility, because the ball is in their court, right? There's a possibility that conservatives get in and they don't do enough. They absolutely don't do enough. And it's unsavory because they do some measures, and it causes, because the immediate aftermath is an economic withdrawal, right? You're going to go sharp into recession before things recover. If you slowly do that, it prolongs it. It makes it take a long time. Or you go hard like Trump, you go hard like Milei in Argentina, and then recovery comes much, much faster, much quicker. So this is in their interest to go hard. Absolutely. Because the repercussions of not going hard with this is that it becomes unsavory very quickly to the voting public, the populace, and then you vote in an even lefter, more authoritarian candidate next go around. We need your mind to take over Canada, Clyde, 2029. You're young and your time will come, please. What are you talking about? I'm like same age as Pierre. I'm not young. I'm not young at all. I'm young at heart. And I got one of them baby faces. Afuera. Yeah, there we go. I love that. Exactly. Rip the Band-Aid off quickly. That's what needs to happen. All Canadians also need every strong Hindu and Sikh to step up and help all of Canada to make Canada friendly and safe again. Absolutely. Like, so in here's a big problem with the Khalistan movement is it's creating this rift in society where, for one, a lot of people who don't understand the problem will think all Sikhs are Khalistanis. Not true. And of all the Sikhs in Canada, which is a very small population, by the way, when it comes down to it, but even a smaller group of Sikhs are Khalistani Sikhs. And then, you know, they've created a divide with Hindus in Canada. And, you know, we see the scenes on social media. We see the scenes on the news. And what does it do? It creates an image of these communities in Canada as if there's like this massive infighting between all Sikhs and all Hindus. And that's not good. That's not going to bring Canadians together. That's going to create more division. And like I said, it's just a small group of, and very influential at this point. You know, very influential at this point because they've figured out the primary system in Canada. The system when it comes to the political parties where you don't even have to be Canadian to vote in them. And you can vote in your guy if you got enough people coming in you can just ship them all in from another country on voting day and, you know, make it happen. Yeah, Jagistan, pension over country. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, it's insane. And this is why immigration into Canada is such a big contentious issue as well, because you don't even have to take over the primary or the general elections. You don't even have to cheat those. If you could just cheat the party elections, you can just have all your party members be influential groups. And this is a real influence. Winiska with a $20 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love it. Thank you. Daifeichu, I never gonna get it right, with a $5 super chat. You should read Lou Rockwell's article at Mises titled "Presidency is the Greatest Threat to Our Freedoms." I should read it. I haven't read Lou Rockwell in a couple of years. I often actually I like Lou Rockwell. I often cite his comparison of or his breakdown of the because Mises Institute, for everybody who's not familiar, is Ludwig von Mises's institute, named after him. He was the founder of Austrian economics, and they study the idea of laissez-faire or free market capitalism, and discuss other economic systems. And Lou Rockwell actually did a really good breakdown of other economic systems, and I remember listening to his on Hitler's fascist economic model and why it was so egregious and terrifying, actually, but also why it was so much more successful than the other socialists. And yeah, I could go over that. I think I've talked about it quite a bit on the channel before. I dork out when it comes to economic systems and the systems of thought, schools of thought behind all of that. So that's the thing. $15,000, Clyde. I don't know what that is. Paul, what are you offering? I have no idea. They also attack their fellow Sikhs that didn't go along, or that don't go along. Yes, that's something that needs to be known. So I'm going to be having Darshan on again, because we're going to be talking about this in particular. So look forward to that next week, because yeah, we're going to be talking specifically about that. So other Sikhs actually get it really bad. They have a hard time speaking out against Khalistan because they literally threaten other Sikhs the most, because they feel emboldened to threaten and harass and even beat up other Sikhs that don't agree with their radical views. Deborah, Island Girl, with a $2 super chat. What do you think about Nom Chomsky and his views, as well as Karen Hudson giving 5 memberships to the channel? Thank you so much, and all you guys are so lucky you got memberships. Better put a big old thank you in the chat there for Karen Hudson. Really, thank you so much for that. Deborah, Nom Chomsky. So I read a bunch of Chomsky when I was younger. You know, when you're younger, and you know, every young person, if you're not a socialist, you don't have a heart, and if you're not free market economics, when you're older, you don't have a brain. Isn't that the old saying? I read a lot of Chomsky because I was in the punk rock world when I was younger, and a lot of people talked about Chomsky. So okay, I'll get into some of that. And yeah, maybe that's a reason to assimilate. Hey, Clyde. Yeah, assimilate. Absolutely. And Darshan talks about this in one of his. He did a podcast on another channel, and it was really good. Chomsky is okay. So Chomsky, I'm actually a big fan of his work in linguistics, which he did much before his stuff into sociopolitics, I guess, and activism. So what he was well known for in linguistics, because that's his discipline, and that's where he got his tenure in university, is he was the one who actually came up with the idea that grammatical syntax is actually a biological mechanism. It's part of the brain. So this whole idea of being able to structure grammar and put it together, and it makes a lot of sense, because when you think about it, if you're trying to teach someone who's ESL, English as a second language, like all of these things that are just intuitive about grammar, and you try to teach them, and they're like, why is that like this, and why do you say it like that? And you can't explain why, but you just know, and it's intuitive. A lot of that comes from, you know, it's a biologically logical thing. So other primates he was able to prove that other primates are good at being able to figure out like sign language and communicating words, but when it came to grammatical syntax, just nope. Completely not functional. But then, yeah, he was a cunning linguist. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was. That's funny. But what he also figured out when he was, you know, doing the separation between the different primates, was he came across the realization, or he came across the discovery that there is no differences between the human brains between races amongst the Homo sapien genome. And this was something that he really was able to illustrate in his work, and working with primates, and then also working with people. And what he did was he dispelled the myth amongst certain groups and whatever, that, you know, you can only, if you're to speak this language, you have to be born of this race, or things like that. And that was completely dispelled. if you grow up in an environment, you'll completely adapt to that environment. And I've heard these arguments come up recently on Twitter with some people with very unsavory concepts and ideas of this idea of like people are unable to assimilate to Canadian culture, and that they'll always revert back to this other thing. And no, that's rubbish. It's absolutely been proven through Chomsky's work that this is the reality. The reality is that you learn all of the syntax and context and all of that stuff through the environment in which you grew up in, and that's become common knowledge now, which I think is great. But yeah, when it comes to Chomsky and his other stuff, when he did manufacturing consent, great work, like really great work. I don't know if I completely agree with him on all of his takes on the political angles of everything, but the broad picture of manufacturing consent, very, very well put together. Absolutely well put together. And then, you know, he kept going in his career as an activist, and always going for very left-wing issues, because he's very left-wing. That was his thing. That's his MO and his premise. And then always, mind you, fighting for liberty, at least, you know, saying that he's fighting for liberty. And then COVID happened, and he became an authoritarian overnight. Absolutely overnight, became this real petulant authoritarian, very eager to dismiss people's arguments for their liberty, their God-given rights, and just no, willy-nilly, no, I need you to comply with vaccine mandates. I need you to comply with mask mandates, shutting down society, shutting down the economy, shutting down people's businesses, and all of this stuff. And I feel it was really out of a fear of his own demise. I think a lot of people have that sort of thing, and a lot of people, unfortunately, in like more postmodern atheist camps, will tend to have this more than, say, religious types. A lot of religious types will say, well, you know, they'll have more faith. Let's just say they'll have like faith. Oh, God, you know, it's just in God's hands, that kind of thing. Where someone who doesn't believe in that stuff will just straight up, no, I need my, you know, this is the thing. It's just the whole trading liberty for security, and so that's unfortunately what his legacy will always be now for me. At least my memory, I'll remember the things that he was successful at and did well, but I'll never forget the fact that he became an authoritarian overnight, and was unrelenting in his authoritarian sensibilities. So that's my opinion on Noam Chomsky. Anyway, back to I'm sorry if I bored people with that stuff. I really like talking about some of these minds of people that, you know, over the years, of people who've been very influential, not over just me, but over many other people. Yeah, it's free yourself. Read Dojin Zenji. Okay, I'm gonna copy that. Dojin Zenji. I don't know what that is, but I'll check it out. Interesting. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. That's a long-winded answer. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get on a thing. But that's what's Chomsky's philosophical take on shopping carts? Well, apparently now it's you put it back, and if you don't, then actually, you know, you don't get to use a shopping cart. Nobody gets to use shopping carts. Everybody stays home, and it's because he's afraid of catching the common cold. I want to know what could Clyde's party be called? Don't matter. I'll vote Clyde. What? That's hilarious. Yeah, you got to say it like Chomsky, McLovin. Chomsky. You gotta say it really quiet and stutter over your words a lot. And the shopping cart is a metaphysical construct. Yeah, that's my Chomsky. I don't know if I did it well. I'll help Clyde. The Rose Party. Crikey, YouTube guy looks fit, absolutely covered in tattoos. What are you talking about? No idea. The Clyde casters. Like the caster wheels on the shopping cart. There we go. Ban assault shopping carts. Liberty didn't exist before COVID either. Yeah. Wobbly pops. There we go. Yeah, I hope everybody's having one. Enjoy your wobbly pops. Holy cow. Okay, I want to get to my point. I was going to get to a point here. I wanted to talk about this. I was talking about this news article here. And this is Trump's mass deportation plan leaves immigrants scared, confused. We don't know what we're going to do. Now, if your status is good, you're not getting deported. You're getting deported if you've overstayed and you're in the country illegally. Straight up. Very simple. It's not difficult to find. But there's a promise. There's a promise from this guy in particular. And he said, you know what? This is my promise to you.
On November 5th, the American people do have a choice, and they're going to stop this madness. I got a message. As a guy who spent 34 years deporting illegal aliens, I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
Mass deportation.
You're damn right. Because you're going.
Oh, I love this guy with this suit. Yeah, no, don't give me any spoilers. I don't want a spoiler on the fight. No. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it, but I would like to catch the highlights if I can. But yeah, no spoiler. I love that. I love this guy's suit, the wall suit. It's he's just famous for that. But this is going to spell a giant problem for Canada. This is not an issue that we can take lightly. But this is going to lead the Canadian public to do exactly like the American public did down south, and that's influence politics, let's just say. Now, Bratney put this tweet out a few days ago mentioning this. She says, the most powerful man in the world is about to deport the largest amount of people in history to the largest unmanned border on Earth. Canadians aren't ready. No, we're not. No, we're not ready. Here's another tweet, table salt. Report, buses are stopping at New York City shelters multiple times per day, picking up migrants and driving them to Canada in advance of the Trump migration crackdown. We're not prepared for what's coming. There's 11 million is what they think. That's the approximated number. Appreciate your take on Chomsky, Clyde. I agree. Well, thank you. Wogpog has a Rumble link for it. Oh, where did you post it on Twitter? 20 minutes until the fight. Well, I'm glad I got to be here before. Where was I? Yeah, Canada is not ready for this. So the numbers that are, I guess official are 11 million undocumented immigrants, they want to call it. Illegal aliens. I'm tired of woke, PC, political correctness was where it started, and 11 million tents. Yeah. Now some of them are families. They can share. Give them shopping cart house. See how long they stay in Canada. Yeah, let them try winter. Let them try winter. But no, here's the deal. Nothing is stopping them from coming. And they're coming. They're coming. A bunch of them in advance. And you know, this is a real serious problem because we already have an immigration issue. We already have an issue with this. Clyde, I sent your Marty video to Don Stewart yesterday, the new Conservative MP of St. Paul's, where I live. Oh, great. If he ever, you know, if he gets back to you, tell him, you know, we'd love to have him on. Come talk to us. We can set up just, you know, cool panel discussions, that kind of thing. I'm really serious about that. I really love to chat with anybody who's willing to come around and come do that. You know, so any politician, and I'm serious. Like, it doesn't have to be conservative. I don't know if I'll ever get an answer, a response from any liberals or NDPs. I have had independents. I have had PPC come on. You won't catch me. Yeah, not. I'll talk with the PPC candidates. Not a big. You know, it's what's the band Sloan? Was it Chris Murphy? Wrote the line. It's not the band I hate, it's their fans. That's how I feel about the PPC. Shopping cart experiment, I would be 100% better than current vetting. Yeah, right? Yeah. Imagine that. You have the immigration thing and you just have like a shopping cart. Just stray shopping cart. And then you just like wait for that one guy. Everybody's waiting in a waiting room and you just wait for that one guy to just like get up and put the shopping cart back. They're like, oh, hey, come on in. You've been accepted. Everybody else go back. Oh, we were screwed in Canada, but we will win and kick. Then have a smart man help Canada be real. Clyde 2020. Why are you nominating me? What are you talking about? I'd love to be on a team. I am not the leader. You get out of here with that one. I don't really know Leslyn. What's her strength? Her strength? Well, she's a doctor, and so she has been fighting. She's a doctor. Is she also get her law degree? I don't know that she did that. She has been studying law a ton, but yeah. Diane says it right there. She's outspoken against WEF and the WHO. She's been fighting against the World Health Organization treaty. That's been, and she's been effective, not just a mouthpiece or not just someone who would rant and rave and all that stuff. She's been actually very effective at staving off that from happening. And they've tried twice now and without success. So I'm very glad and I'm very satisfied with the effort that she's put in. And the only thing I would say I'm disappointed about is the lack of support she's been getting from the rest of the party. She's not, and including the leadership. So I'd like to see more, rallying around some of the work she's been doing. So I would love to see that. I can't see Leslyn doing the rallies with Pierre's energy. No, and that's why I said she's not the leader. I don't think she's the person for the job of the leader, but she's definitely the person for a strong leadership role within the administration. Leslyn is calm and classy. She's not a medical doctor? Okay, I know she's a doctor. I know more U.S. politicians than our own. Yeah, ain't that the case? Ain't that the case for most people? And I think the Canadian government has relied on that for way too long, and the tide has changed. It is completely changed. And well, it took our government becoming so absolutely horrendous for this to be the case. Absolutely horrendous. Now, I want to put this out there before we end the stream. We do have a hangout in the Discord. So I know you guys like to listen to the live streams and hang out, and the chat's great, but I want to hear your voices. I want to hear what you guys have to say and have a little interaction with everybody. Anyone has any ideas, is a great place to do it over on the Discord. And if I can get one of the mods to put a link to the Discord in the chat there. If not, it's in the description down below. It's only lately we've only made it available during the live streams so people can join. The link is good for about 24 hours and then it's dead. The link dies. It's one of those kind of links. It just evaporates and doesn't do what it's supposed to after 24 hours, or after maybe it's even shorter. So anyway, if you want to join, joining now is the time to join, and then we'll be having a chat for a little bit of time after the live stream. And I know a lot of people end up chatting well into the wee hours of the night some weeks, but this is how we do that. I wanted to make sure to do this before the stream ended so people can get a chance to go and do that. Such a great anthem, American anthem. Yes, actually, it is a really good anthem. Can't wait. I love to go to Discord, but I'm an old Eastern guy and I have to go to bed. Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely. The fight hasn't started. Okay, you guys are going on about the fight. Thank you, Clyde. This was great. Dave, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks for the fun time. Good night, all. In fact, let me know. I want to get some feedback. Do you guys enjoy the live streams like this, or do you like having there's the guests, the panels? Let me know. Let me know how it goes. It is quite a bit of work to organize the panels, but I do enjoy this too. So everything is enjoyable for me. I just want to make sure that I'm giving back to the community in a way that works for everybody. So let me know either in the chat here or in the comments down below. I know a bunch of people watch these live streams the next day even. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. Been waiting more than 3 hours and I don't even watch boxing much. So thanks for the stream. Honk honk. Absolutely. It's been a while since I've been on. Okay, this is cool. This is my favorite format. Okay, cool. I like this a lot of the back and forth. And if I can't do this every week, maybe I can make it so particular Fridays are this format and other Fridays are another format. We'll see. I've got a lot on my plate, but I love the feedback and I wanna do, like I said, all of the above is fun for me. So we'll do it that way. Anyway, I want to throw this one out to you guys. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Have a great time. We'll see you guys all back on Monday if we don't see you in the Discord in a few moments here. Keep a lot of these things in mind. Spread the message. Spread the word out there. If you can, it helps the channel a ton. Go share the links out, share out videos, that kind of thing. Put it on your social media. I don't use Facebook, but I know a lot of people use Facebook, so get out on there and share that stuff out. It helps out tremendously. You have no idea. And again, for those who didn't catch it earlier, if you're a coffee drinker, we are getting into the coffee business because I'm a coffee aholic, I guess you could call it. I drink way too much coffee. It's unbelievable the amount of coffee that I drink. In fact, Yuji, who does the roasting, he's my roast master that I've been helping out. I've actually gone down and helped roasting. I'm gonna get some of that footage out there so people can see that as well. It's really cool, the process that goes into it. But the link is in the description, but it's a very simple URL. It's ClydeDoSomething.com. Go check it out. There's coffees available. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you own an office, you own a shop, you own that kind of thing, and you supply coffee for your employees, that kind of thing, hit the contact instead of just making an order. We can work something out. We can make bulk order deals, that kind of thing. We can also make a subscription model, that kind of thing. So you get the coffee when you need it, when on a regular basis. This is the kind of thing that we're looking to do moving forward. It's a give back to the community. Everybody's usually drinking coffee in the mornings while while I'm doing these shows. I'm having a coffee. You guys are having a coffee. These live streams are all about the Wobbly Pops, which we also have the Wobbly Pops t-shirt right here, custom design. We put that together, and we're gonna have some more things on the shop here as well, but make sure you check it out. Love to see people going to some of the events in that shirt. That would be a lot of fun, because I definitely have a lot of Wobbly Pops at those events. But yeah, get yourself over there, enjoy that, and we'll have some more announcements for that moving forward. But love to see you guys all in the chat. It's been a slice, and we'll see you guys all Monday morning.